It's another great episode of Journey to Wealth with your host, Tammy. And we're going to be talking about why we must be wealthy. I want to be wealthy, and I'm sure you do as well. So let's talk about that. I have with me Faith Praiz, the author of More Than 100 Truths You Need to Know About Wealth. If you don't have the book already, information is down below on how you can access that book. We also have our website as well and our social media handles. Thank you so much, Faith Praiz, for joining me today.
Thank you for having me, always.
Yes, it's always great to hear your insights. Now we're talking about why we must be wealthy. This is chapter 3 of the book. And the first reason is to enjoy one's life. And I kind of just want to walk you through my thought process as I read this, because I feel like when I'm thinking through reading this book, it's like there's a war going on in my mind. I'm like trying to fight different thoughts. Because when I heard enjoy one's life, I'm thinking, oh, now you relax, you get to eat whatever you like, you get to do whatever you like. But I'm thinking, okay, that's sounding like there's a difference between enjoyment in, let's say, through the lens of poverty and enjoyment through the lens of a wealthy man. Because you mentioned something here about free from health challenges, which that's not the first thing that might come to someone's mind when they're thinking of enjoyment. Yeah. But just on that first reason, what would you like to say?
First, there is more to enjoyment. I want to start from, you want to be free.
Yeah.
Financially. You want to be free, not thinking and worry about things of this life. You want to travel.
Yeah.
You want to travel because you want to expand your horizon, which, of course, you may have been doing in your journey to wealth. You want to relax. You want to have control over the circumstance that surrounds your life. And basically, this is what being wealthy is all about. You want to be healthy. To be healthy, at times, take money. It takes money to be wealthy. It takes wealth to be wealthy. So basically, you are free from control.
Yes.
Of all sorts.
Yes.
You're free from control. So you want to enjoy your life, not in terms of eating what you like. You should be enjoying your life by taking choice, food that are going to be healthy for your body. But it's more than that. You want to be with your family. You are not pushing your family to go and do certain work. You are not pushing them to go certain school just because you are limited. So you want to be free, basically.
Yes.
And, wear what you want to wear, go where you want to go.
Exactly. No limitations, no restrictions.
Of any kind.
It's not like my company only allows me to go on holiday 3 weeks. So that's my limit. Nothing like that. Just free to do whatever. Obviously, a wealthy person knows their restrictions and the boundaries.
Exactly.
But,
and as a wealthy person, you've been rehearsing and practicing gratitude, for every win on the way. You can throw a small party in your house, with your family. So you want to do whatever you want to do without no restriction. That's enjoyment.
Yes.
You want to do what God says you should do. You want to do what, you wish is right. And that's enjoyment, basically.
Yeah. So enjoyment is having that freedom.
Yeah.
And it just brings to mind some things that I've heard in the Journey to Wealth workshop, which if you'd like to join that community, information is down below. We've talked about something called the Golden Handcuff, where I'm now seeing that in terms of why you can't enjoy your life to the fullest.
Yes.
Because maybe you get your salary and then you can go, you travel somewhere, you have that fun, but you're not free to travel. You can't do that whenever you like.
You do, they give you the time frame.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then in the Golden Handcuff, you cannot even retire. You keep going on and on and on and on. When you retire, the peanut that you'll be given to cannot solve your problem.
Yeah,
you may
true.
end up becoming a liability to your children or friends.
Wow.
But being wealthy sets you free from that.
Yes.
You want to enjoy with your friends too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that brings us to the next reason, which is to create wealth for those around you.
Yeah.
And this doesn't mean that you start handing out cash to people.
No.
It's not like someone comes, oh, I need this.
No.
There's a burial, there's a birthday party. You just handing out cash. That's not creating wealth
Yes.
for those that are around you.
Yes.
And I'm remembering the ingredients of wealth. I'm creating, maybe in a way, I would say structuring strategic relationships for those that are around me.
Yeah.
I'm in a way helping them to see what is truly inside
You
of them.
can also become an angel for somebody.
An angel.
Yes.
What is that?
You know, any of your friends, any of your relatives starting a business, you can give them startup money.
Oh, okay.
Give them
Angel
startup
investor.
capital.
Okay.
You can say, oh, I have one building somewhere.
Yeah.
You can use that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you create wealth for others. You make life easy for them. That's what we call becoming an angel. It's a business term.
Oh, okay. I haven't heard of that before, but okay, that's clear now. So you're basically helping. You help to invest in that person's
Yes,
or start
it's
it
a
up?
sort of investment, and it could be gift.
Okay, it could be a gift.
Yes, anyhow, you are helping. You are creating wealth for others.
Yes. Yes. So, just for those of you that are listening that may not understand the whole idea of wealth and where we're getting relationships and material possessions and all these things from, we have previous episodes that talk about those ingredients of wealth. So when we say we're creating wealth for those around us, it's not money or riches or just giving people things. We're talking about faith in God. We're talking about strategic relationships. We're talking about knowledge and skills and so many other things.
Yes, but creating wealth for people start from becoming a strategic person.
Becoming again.
To other people.
Yeah.
Becoming, they can refer to you. They can come to you. They can enjoy wealth of your experience.
Yes.
Yes. They can even come for you for ideas. Yeah.
So in a way, it's like mentorship?
Yes. Yes. They enjoy your mentorship. Yeah.
Yes. So as a result of the experience I've gained, I'm able to share that with them, and it becomes their wealth.
Yes.
In a way.
Yes.
Yeah. The other reason that we must be wealthy, and just let me go back a bit, because the very fact that this question is in the book, I thought it was interesting. Why must I be wealthy? It's like, it's a no-brainer. Of course, I want to be wealthy. But again, all the indoctrination and everything that's basically squashed our subconscious mind, wealth doesn't seem very attractive to us. But moving on, the third reason to be wealthy is to assist the poor. And I want us to clarify this, because in your Journey to Wealth workshop, you mentioned something about assisting the poor, but you're not assisting those that choose to be poor.
Yeah.
I'd like for you to break that down.
Yes, if you choose to be poor, that means you outrightly rejecting knowledge.
Okay.
You don't want knowledge. Remember, the difference between the wealthy and the poor is knowledge. Not lack of money or plenty of money. It's knowledge. So when you are rejecting knowledge, you don't want to, or you have some mentality, wrong beliefs and all that. And so I don't think you are that kind of poor that need help. And if you do need help, it's basically going to be mental innovation.
Yeah.
But you must be willing to receive knowledge. So the help you can do to assist such people is encourage them to get knowledge. encourage them to, if they don't want knowledge, and using your money to pay for seminar for them, buying books for them is a waste of resources.
Yes. Exactly.
So it's very important. But the poor that we need to help, the Bible talks about here, are people who are less privileged. They are people who wants to, but does not have the means or capacity. And so you help them. You help them. You see Jesus hold people's hand and pull them up while healing them. That's the poor. So somebody is doing his best. He has idea. He's worked, and you can see the evidence of how he's been, putting 2 and 2 together. You can from there help him. Become an angel to him. Invest in the business. You can connect and arrange resources, humanly and otherwise, together to bring that into pass. All right? Somebody, you are starting this business, you are struggling, maybe you need some level of push.
Yeah.
So you say, why don't you attend this seminar? I can pay for you, for this guy to mentor you, and things like that. And that's very important. And the poor you cannot do without your family. Even on your journey to wealth, where you have not gotten there, they are coming for you for assistance. So because of them, you must be wealthy.
Yeah.
And you have to help them. You have to make sure the name of family is not put to shame.
Of course.
So you come every now and then, help them, help some of their children to come up. If you can't help them directly, you can send their children to school. You can do a lot of things, which is very good. For the past 25 years, we have been assisting people to go to, tertiary schools and colleges and so many places of training. And I'm happy to do that. Yeah.
Yes. I even was going to ask, how would I know that this person is poor, like as in they're less fortunate compared to someone who is just rejecting or refusing to gain knowledge? But I think you explained it when you said that this person over here that is less privileged, they're making efforts,
yes,
they're taking steps. I can see something.
Yes.
That is like, I want to go to this level, but I don't have the capacity, but I'm seeing them push. Yes. Whereas this person is they're just there.
Yeah.
Basically lazy.
In fact, you can literally hear some people that said, I'm okay.
I'm okay.
Yes. Say, I'm okay. I don't want to be, I don't want to be this. Some believe that if they are wealthy, they contaminate their spirit. How do you help such people? Until that mentality is changed.
Yes.
There's nothing you can do.
Change the belief.
Yeah.
They can do those kind of things. Yes. And our next reason is to build God's house.
Yeah. If you see right now, when I say God's house, I don't mean building. It's good to have building.
Yeah.
All right? But what I'm talking about, God's house as in the universal church, the people coming together. The universal church, the church that Jesus died for, as I don't know, we don't have much people, funding the push of faith to build such house. You understand? In those days, it was so easy, for people to come together and have fellowship and have people thoughts, certain general subject. These days, I find out everybody's building their own thing. So to build the house of God takes a lot of resources. House of God locally, house of God, universally. So it's very important that we understand that it takes a lot of resources. And as a resource is almost all the ingredients of wealth is needed to build the house of God. But ideas, knowledge, and everything. He wants us to come submit whatever is blessed to us for Him to use. Just like an example in the wilderness when He said, take from every man whose heart pricked him.
Yes.
gold, what he has given them. All right. So that's what it takes to build the house of God right now, to build the people, the resources spread everywhere. We bring it back to build the people. Just imagine you have a man or a woman filled with faith that is wealthy, and you see that such a person employing workers, the structure of their timing will be different from an unbeliever that employs a Christian. It will be different because the Christian boss understand that faith is important and create structure.
Of course.
I'm not talking about religion of singing all the time.
Okay.
At work. No. I'm talking about structures that will be built to make sure that people grow in faith and in the spirit. Resources are needed. Wealth must be used in building the house of God.
Okay, that really clarifies it for me, because I'm now understanding that when we're talking about building God's house, we're talking about building His people.
His people, yes.
People are God's house.
Nothing is wrong with the building.
Okay, it's
because you will not go and lie down on the road.
Yeah.
And all this. Nothing is wrong with the building, but our emphasis is the people. When we build the people will build the building. It's very important. Jesus said, I will build my church, and the gate of hell shall not prevail. I will build my church, and the gate of hell shall not prevail. Now, if he will build his church, and the gate of hell shall not prevail, I don't think gates can move that far. Because there are some gates that moves through their tires.
Yeah.
But it can't move that far. So he must be talking about building his people. Not a building. The gates of hell shall not prevail. Alright, so I know he's not talking about physical gate, but it's not talking about physical building as well.
Yeah.
Because we know the story in the book of Genesis, while Jacob was traveling, and then he was sleeping, and then he saw in the dream a ladder from heaven dropping down, touching the earth and all that, angel ascending and descending, and they said, this is the house of the Lord. So I was building the house of the Lord, but this is the house of the Lord. And there's no building. Do you understand? This is the place where things are happening. Interaction between heaven and all right. So to build that, we need wealth. Do you know how many pastors that are swayed because they are poor?
Would have never thought of that.
Yeah, many. Up to now, many are empty because of pursuance of currency. Yeah, and structure their church that way too.
Just to summarize, building God's house is building the people.
Yeah.
And building the people is developing them. Yeah. Which it takes wealth to develop.
It takes wealth. All right. You can see Jesus Christ teaching the people in the wilderness. So on the third day, they were hungry.
Yeah.
And we saw the miracle of multiplying of the bread and the fishes. All right. Yeah, we can do that now if you want to do that. But if we are wealthy, we can always do that. Gather the people. 2-3 days.
Yeah.
Feed them spiritually and feed them physically.
Yeah.
Those days are back. That's why we have to be wealthy. And the church is full of poor people. Yes. It may be very, very difficult. Not that it's not possible. Yeah.
It would be difficult because if a church is filled with poor people, then the mentality will be to take from the church, take from the pastor, which can affect the structure of a lot of things. Yeah. So that becomes clear. The development, I'm hearing the spiritual health is a part of that development as well. And our last point here is to leave an inheritance for your children's children. Of course, we spoke in a previous episode about heritage before inheritance.
Yeah.
But here, to leave an inheritance for your children's children is still important as well.
It's very important. I wouldn't mind starting from leaving the heritage as well. To leave inheritance, your inheritance starts from what your parent knows, what they've gotten. That's why you hear the God of what? Abraham, Isaac,
and Jacob.
That's an inheritance. Good name is better than rubies. That's you will serve that God. You see, Joshua, he said, "For me and my house, to serve the Lord." The inheritance starts from faith in God, and then passed down to other things. You know, if you build something through faith in God, it can't end in carnality. It can't end in carnality. So I can't separate that heritage before inheritance. It's very important. But I want to emphasize the one word in that verse: a good man. Good man. Good.
Yeah.
Some of us are not fortunate enough to have inheritance from our fathers. I'm not saying they are bad. They live according to what they know. But we cannot afford to repeat that. We have to leave inheritance for our children's children, because we are good men. We are good people. So we are doing that so that God will confirm our goodness. He will confirm and say, "This is good. This is a good person." And we leave inheritance for our children. We leave it for our children's children. As we said in the earlier episode, you know, to live in an environment where there is lack and all that is totally different than to live as compared to a person who lives inside wealth, seeing things happening and all that. They won't have the same mentality. Yeah. When you come from poverty, what you'll be aiming is to be rich. You'll be targeting currency.
Yeah.
But if you stem from the wealthy family, you respect relationship. You want to build good name. You want to continue what your parents have done. That's it.
Yes. And I'm seeing again how wealth is different from riches, because in all these points, it's about others. It's not about myself. The desire to be rich is most times just to benefit myself, for me to, blow up, for me to be popular, for me to have all the currency and everything. Whereas wealth it's holistic, it's other people. And again, also, all the ingredients apply to each of these points. It's amazing to me how this soup of wealth keeps appearing in every single aspect of this book. I'm sure good men and good women are listening to this podcast, and definitely you desire to be wealthy, not to have wealth. We all want to be wealthy, what are the reasons? We're going to enjoy our life, not indulgence. This is about freedom. We're going to create wealth for those that are around us, assisting the poor, not those that choose to be poor, those that choose to be ignorant. We are going to build God's house and, of course, leave inheritance for our children's children. Thank you so much for listening in today. And as always, thank you, Faith Praiz.
Yes,
you're a busy man, but you found time for this. It's a privilege. It truly is. And as you all know, we've been walking through more than 100 truths you need to know about wealth. If you don't have the book, which you should, the information is down below. And don't forget to subscribe, like, share with others, as well as comment below any questions that you may have, and we'll be sure to answer them if we can. Have a wonderful day. If you enjoyed this episode, don't stop here. Check out these 2 videos for more insights. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you never miss an episode.